What sets Humanity First apart from the millions of charities that we have around the globe?
First of all, you're absolutely right. There is a huge preponderance of charities across the world, all doing amazing work, all doing great work, all serving humanity. What sets Humanity First apart, we also serve people across the world. We also try to bend over backwards to help. We also try to feed, we also try to clothe, we also try to quench thirst. But what sets us apart is that for us, there is an obligation on top of our altruistic desire to help. What sets us apart is that Humanity First, members of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community within Humanity First, actually serve because it is an obligation put upon them by their creator, that they must. So they don't actually have a choice. It is a divine obligation that they must help humanity. So they are not actually doing anybody a favor.
That's an amazing description of how you described it. You described it perfectly in terms of how we actually should be living on a daily basis, always looking to help. But one question I wanted to ask you is that you yourself have been to many countries, keeping in mind that you've gone to serve. Are there any experiences that stand out for you that you can share with our viewers and inspire us?
I mean, there are countless experiences, and I'm conscious of the time. And the experiences I'll share, or try to share, I hope will be able to give our viewers and our donors an appreciation that how God Almighty has blessed the meager, humble efforts purely by His grace and mercy, and by the support and prayers of His Holiness, the Caliph of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. So I was fortunate to be able to spend some time in West Africa, in Guinea-Bissau, January 2020, over a year and a half ago. And we were serving in a medical camp, literally in the middle of nowhere. Facilities were very limited. By limited, I mean a few oral drugs. There was no hospital. The nearest hospital was about 5-10 hours drive away, and even the facilities there were very limited. So a young child came with what we would call in the medical field septic shock. She was just under 2 years of age. For all intents and purposes, her life was fading away before our very eyes. The chances of survival were non-existent. I could not do anything. I mean, my own capacity as a doctor was nothing at that point. Nothing was. I prayed and I prayed in my heart, whatever I could say. I did not know any specific prayers. I did Surah Fatiha, and I sort of begged to God, please do something for this girl, please. And prior to that, we had some internet access. I quickly managed to send an official letter of prayer to Khalifatul Masih, typed up, saying, Azur, this is the girl. She's going to die in the next few minutes. Please pray. And a few hours later, we told the parents. I gave her some medicine, but the medicine was not in reality. It was more of a placebo, just to placate. And we wanted to plan to allow her to pass away peacefully in her home. A few hours later, I checked. Long story short, when they called back and said the girl is actually playing outside in the garden, and I had to question it 3 times. So clearly, this information is not correct. And yes, it was correct. And to me, that was probably one of the few occasions in my life where I can say I have witnessed the existence of God with my own eyes. With my own eyes. There is nothing less than a miracle that saved that child.
You know, one thing that comes to mind, just hearing this amazing story that you've just told, is often when you do charity work, I mean, even if you could be non-religious and do charity work, and it gives you that kind of feel-good factor, but this story really highlights the importance of actually matching your efforts with prayer. And it's amazing to see that sometimes things are just totally out of our hands, and we have to leave it and have trust in God.
We can input a finite amount of human effort, but again, what sets us apart is the grace of God Almighty then magnifies that many times beyond our expectations. And that's really why our delivery is far more. It's not because of our expertise. It's not because we can do things better than anybody else. In fact, it's probably the opposite. Our skill level is probably far less than others, yet the result is far more in many cases.
And Dr. Saab, one thing apart from what you've mentioned, what sets Humanity First apart is also
I think the direct guidance of Huzur.
Absolutely.
I think what you just mentioned with the letter to Huzur, I've heard this from so many other volunteers who went to Africa and to different parts of the world as part of the Humanity First team. And th- the main success that Humanity First has achieved is direct guidance of Huzur Anwar
Absolutely.
along the way.
Absolutely. And if I can add, that guidance is, and some people may think of, yesterday on Friday, Zur spoke about qualities of small qualities that are so wonderful and great, and people may not appreciate them. And the guidance on how to even speak to people in authority. You're going to the United Nations and speak with confidence and speak with the authority that you carry. When you're speaking to a beneficiary, you're speaking to a young child, have that humility, lower yourself physically. So many factors about how to communicate with human beings at varying levels. And we are eternally grateful for that guidance, and we can see with our own eyes the impact that has.
Humanity first, serving mankind. Humanity first, we live to serve.